Hi everyone, my name is Romy and I'm program manager at the Seals and Sealing Network. So basically my job is to promote Canadian seal products in Canada, but also internationally. So today I'm going to speak a bit more about the campaign we've been working on in Canada for the past few years.
I think if you press one more, then it will start the PowerPoint.
Okay, here you go. So I'm going to start by introducing a bit about ourselves, about who we're targeting with this campaign, where we're focusing our marketing efforts, and what kind of seal products we're promoting in Canada, and finally a bit more about the marketing activities that we've been conducting. So the Seals and Sealing Network is a department within the Fur Institute of Canada because historically seal has been about fur, but today we're working way more on the promotion of the meat and on the oil as well. And through the Seals and Sealing Network, with this campaign, we've created two brands, the Canadian Seal Products brand, which includes all the seal products, non-Indigenous, Indigenous, seal meat, seal oil, fur. And we've also created the Proudly Indigenous Crafts and Design, which is a seal fur product brand with Indigenous artists, so promoting authentic fur products. So like I said, we're promoting all kinds of seal products, including the meat, the omega-3s, and the fur. And there's a lot of opportunities and threats for this industry, and I think the previous presentation summarized them well. But one of the big challenges we're facing with our main audience in Canada is people living in the city like Toronto and Montreal. They're being an urban nation and they're far from the ocean. So before even teaching them about seals and the benefits of seal products, they don't even understand what happened in our ocean and all the fishes that are endangered. So it's not only about seal, it's about educating our population on the marine ecosystem, basically. So we have several challenges. And our campaign is based on these challenges, but also on the opportunities and all the good qualities about seal products that I'm going to share with you a little later. So when we first started this campaign, we did a customer survey throughout Canada, and we found that there's 4 different types of people that are open to buy seal products. So the two group of people that we decided to focus on are the ethical millennial foodies and the natural health groupies. So in Canada, these people represent about 7 million Canadians. So basically there are 7 million Canadians that are open to buy seal products. And after we show them our ads, there's 8 million more Canadians that said, hey, yeah, I would like to maybe buy seal products. So now our objective is to push our message to as much people as possible, but make sure that this message is heard by our target audience. Because we have limited money and we need to focus on the people that would be the most likely to buy our products. So the ethical millennial foodies are a younger generation, under 30s mostly. They're foodies, they like to go to the restaurant, buy new things, but mostly they really like things that support, they really like to support local businesses, support Indigenous communities, and also they want to reduce their environmental footprint. And this is really the key messages that we want to share with the whole population about seal products. So this resonates with everyone, and this is why we decided to focus on them. There's also the natural health groupies that are a little older, between 30 and 59 years old. Of course, they're more interested into the omega-3s and health supplement side of seal products. And it is much more an easier sell because these people already consume fish oil, omega-3s, they know about it. So when you just explain the benefits of seal oil, it's an easier switch. But at the same time, it will lead only short-term dividend if we only focus on these people. So we also want to focus with the larger messages about all the benefits that seal products can bring. So some of the key findings that came out of these studies about our key market is that people find in their head like seal meat is gamey and is really different, and they've never seen it, so we need to make it more and more available and promote it as an alternative protein. And the millennials, like I mentioned earlier, because they're probably younger, so they like to hear about the fact that seal is high in protein rather than all the nutrients it contains. But when you speak to the other audience, then you need to push more the health nutrients in seal meat. And everyone likes to hear about the fact that seal meat is ethical, is free range, is sustainable. So these are key messages that we need to come back in our marketing. So where do we focus our efforts? So these two audiences that I mentioned, they're mostly based in Quebec and Toronto. This is where the most people are, and this is where we decided to focus on these two provinces. And also Ontario has a lot of Chinese consumers who are also part of the health groupies. So right now we're focusing most of our efforts in Canada. We've started to promote Canadian seal products brand in Asia, specifically in China. But a lot of money and investment of time and resources will be needed in order to penetrate the Chinese market in the future. In Norway, in 2020, the Canadian government signed seal oil export agreement certificate with Norway. So right now, Canada can ship seal oil in bulk or in capsules to Norway. And in the near future, we're probably going to see more business and trading between Norway and China. Because the regulations are more advantageous to buy seal oil from Canada, from Norway. And finally, we all know what happened to the EU market. There is an indigenous exemption right now, so indigenous people can sell their seal fur products in EU, but because of all the ban thing, people think that it's still forbidden to buy seal fur, so even indigenous seal fur products are sold in EU at a really low volume. So in terms of the seal products that we're selling in Canada, so my colleague Shahidi showed you a similar graph, but what is the most popular in terms of meat cut? There's not a lot of meat on seal. Basically, there's the loin that you can see, I don't know if I can point. You can see on the screen, and there's also the flipper. So these are the two main meat part of the seal. Some people also use the ribs, but there's just a little meat on the ribs. It's also possible to eat the organs like the heart, the liver, and the kidneys, but only for seals that are aged 1 year and younger. And this is kind of a new market. There's also the fat. And we saw in one of earlier presentation that the fat is one of the biggest part of the animal, about 30%. And this is with the blubber that we're making the omega-3s. So everyone knows that seal has a lot of health benefits and nutrients. It's really high in protein, high in iron, zinc, magnesium, vitamin B12. And these are benefits that we keep pushing in our campaign. So it's really good for different types of health benefits. It's good for energy, immune system, red blood cell, and so on. So I'll show you a bit some of the products that are available in Quebec and Newfoundland and the regions that are closer to the seal harvest. So the main products that are sold in restaurants are the loins because they're just easier to cook. You can do tataki, you can do tartare. And here on the screen, the first picture is adult loin. So you can see it's harp seal. You can see it's much darker than the seal loin, the veal loin, we call it in restaurant language. So the meat is a little lighter. And there's the flipper with the bone inside and some trim. So these are the cuts that are available on the market usually. And in Quebec, there's a little plant that is producing seal, and they are mixing the seal with different meat because as we said earlier, it's really hard to make charcuteries with only seal because it's such a lean meat. So, and to make it more accessible to people living in the cities, we tried to mix it with different types of meat to make it a little more fat. So here you can see sausage, merguez, smoked seal, which is delicious, and so on. There's also seal jerky, which is shelf stable, so it gives you the nutritional advantage of eating seal, but can be shipped throughout the country. And here are so many beautiful dishes made with different seal products. You have the ribs at the end, the loin. And the Canadian seal products, right now we're working on a research project in order to use as much as possible of the seal carcass, so including the skin, but the meat, the bones, and so on. So we've started a project to develop seal meat products for pets. So here on the screen you can see some little training seal cookies. On the top, the seal skin chew, so it's made with adult seal skin. The dog go crazy for it. There's some freeze-dried bites and some seal meal, and we developed all kind of product that we just showcase at pet shows, just for people to start thinking of seal as an alternative protein for the pet. So when we talk to these people and we present these products, our key industry sell is that we're supporting local communities, rural Canadian communities who have few alternative means of economic sustainability. Also, seal harvesting is very sustainable as a practice. All the information about harvest and quota is available on the Canadian Seal Products website. And key marketing message specific to seal meat that resonate the most with our market is that seal meat is a really good source of protein and is really low in fat. And it's also considered as a Canadian superfood. And it's one of the most nutritious meat on the planet. As for the marketing activities to promote seal meat, so we've been really working on a 360-degree marketing campaign. So it involves digital marketing, but also market development activities face-to-face with people. With COVID, it has been a little more challenging, so we've spent a lot of money on a digital campaign. But we have a website, we have an online store, so CanadianSealProducts.com. We have brochures available for people to learn more about the products. We also organized the Seal Fest culinary festival for 3 years in a row. The last one was during COVID in 2020. And we attended a national pet industry show a few weeks ago. And we also did a lot of digital marketing. And one of the chefs that you saw earlier with a French accent is actually one of our seal experts for our campaign. So he is our seal meat expert. So there's a video on our website, and the actual campaign is leading people to this page so that they can learn more about seal meat. We have brochures. As for the Seal Fest, it was a culinary event where about 20 to 30 restaurants serve a seal dish all at the same time in Montreal, Quebec, Toronto, with the alcohol pairing to make it more exciting. And also just offering seal dish at a lower price than usual so that people get more open to it and can try it. And in French, seal is phoque, so we called it the Phoque Fest in Quebec, and it also brought more attention to the event. So it was really interesting, and you can see all the dishes available from our last event on the sealfest.ca. And there was a lot of news released about the event too. As for the pet show that I mentioned, so like I said, the goal was really to be able to showcase the whole animal, and we can do that for pets because they're not too sensitive about the fat taste or the bones, which add some minerals to the products. So this was 3 weeks ago in Toronto. We presented the chews, the treats with the bones and meat inside. There was also some seal oil for pets. So this is a new market that is being developed as we speak and allows us to use as much as possible of the animal. And finally, our main media campaign about seal products. So the objective of the campaign was to maximize the reach, try to reach as much people as possible from our target audience, to create awareness around the benefits of seal products, to increase visit on our website, and to move people closer to path of purchase. Because with seal products, we're starting really from ground zero, so before people actually going to buy on our website, they need to educate themselves, so we're really at that stage right now in our campaign. And our strategy was really to target accurate and authoritative news sources such as Globe and Mail. We've partnered with a really good media and news websites so that people trust. And then our ads were pushed during a specific period of times on this website so people can see the ads as much as possible and they can remember our message. And basically our slogan was good for you, good for the environment, because most of the people, they don't even know that seal is an abundant species in Canada, and they have never heard about the seal products and all their benefits. So seal is not only delicious and nutritious and good for your health, but eating seals also help to help the environment, because you help to manage the population and you help to, seals eat a lot of fish. So we kind of, with this campaign, we give more arguments to people. Not only it is good for you, but it's also good for the environment. Benoit is the chef that we've seen earlier. There's also Dr. Shahidi that is from Newfoundland that was part of our campaign. He's our seal oil expert. And we also had Jerry, who's an indigenous artist working with seal fur. So I don't know how much time we have left.
You have a couple of minutes.
A couple of minutes. So if you want to go on Canadian Seal Products website, you can see the video from Benoit. He's explaining very well about the benefits of seal meat.
Hi, my name is Benoit. I'm a French.
And I won't pass it because we don't have much time. So this is just an example of the social media posts that we did that we're rolling on Instagram and Facebook, where our main target audience is every day. We also had some ads rolling on the Globe and Mail and such website. And so these are the results from the campaign. So basically we had a bit less than 4 months of campaign. The last push was in March this year. And with these 4 months of campaign, we were able to reach 45 million people. There were 100,000 people clicking on the ads, and there were over 65,000 people going on our website. So for us, these numbers are really positive. It shows that more people, more Canadians are being educated about seal meat, and seal fur and seal oil. And we did a customer survey right after the second flight, and basically in a few months' time, we were able to convince 6% more Canadians to buy seal products. So we are really excited because it shows that there's evidence that consumers that are seeing our ads have a better feeling towards the industry, and are more open to buy seal products. So we're not stopping there. This is something that needs to be repeated over and over for future years. So we're planning to do this in the coming years as well. And finally, we talked a lot about the contaminants, some danger about heavy metals, some risks that there could be for health. So throughout the past decades, a lot of Canadian organizations have conducted some project research on seal meat. I won't name them all, but just to give us some backup and scientific data to show people the benefits of seal meat and to show that there's a process to ensure that the meat is healthy and safe for everyone to consume. So that's it. If you're curious, you can always visit our platform, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you very much. I'm just wondering, now we won't take anything from the audience now, but I'd just like to add a precise question. Do you have the answer about how big is the harvest in Canadian seal?
In the past few years, it's been 30,000 seals a year, okay. So it's less than 10% of the quota right now.
Okay, less than 10% of the quota?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so let's say that you could, and the reason why it's not bigger, it's because that's what you can sell right now.
Yeah, because the challenge is to use as much as possible of the seal, including the oil. So when you buy the meat, you also want to sell the oil and the fur. So.
Okay. Do you have any idea, seen from the fisher hunter side, what is the money he gets in the hand for, let's say, a normal seal?
I don't have the last numbers. I know it changes every year. I'm not sure. I would have to. Okay. I think before it was over $100 for the fur only, and now I think it's around $25 for the fur, and Yeah, and so it really depends also who's
Canadian
buying.
dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you very much.
My pleasure.